Yeah.
And then I was going to not tell you and make you think it was a poltergeist.
Yeah. Remember when we almost watched that?
Yeah.
But instead you picked up fear.com.
And you were like, thank the gods.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Julian.
And we doing filmographies.
And on whatever day of Pitt's miss this happens to be, we watched 12 Monkeys.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
4 calling birds, 3 French hen, 2 turtle doves. Why are there so many birds?
I think before they had the internet, they just gave each other birds.
Various different kinds of birds.
Baby, I love you. I caught this wild bird and put it in a cage.
I'll just put it with all the other birds.
Yeah, they fight.
You bring me birds every fucking week.
12 monkeys. Mm-hmm. You got some cool facts and figures about these monkeys of 12?
Yeah. The tagline for the movie is, "The future is history."
That's a little bit too cool of a tagline for this movie.
The original tagline was, "The future is in the hands of a man who has none." But they scrapped it because it made it seem like the man has no hands as opposed to no future.
This is better than the other one, I think, baby.
Yeah, maybe. It's had a budget of $29 million.
Nice.
It made $168 million.
You like Terry Gilliam?
I do. We're 2 Jill dudes.
I mean, I think I basically like this. I remember trying to watch the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
Oh, I did see that.
And maybe actually it might have been the Brothers Grimm I turned off.
Oh, he directed that? No, he did not.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, the Brothers Grimm. I'm thinking of the Brothers Bloom. It was never directly addressed in the film, but the script and some promotional material reveal that the future scenes take place in the year 2035.
Oh, yeah, they never did say the date. I thought that was weird. I was actually trying to do the math at one point.
Yeah.
I think 2030 is about where I was. Should we just turn this off and watch Leggetti real quick? Because I meant to do that.
Terry Gilliam actually never saw that movie at the time of making this movie.
Who wrote the script? Somebody that did see it?
3 other fuckers.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, it's another movie? If that's true, though, I would be interested in seeing it just to see, as presumably he had no influence from that film, so...
I think it's relatively short with a bunch of stills.
Yeah, and dildos, probably.
Oh, yeah.
The fucking French mother heckers.
Mm-hmm.
Terry Gilliam was actually afraid that Brad Pitt wouldn't be able to pull off the nervous, rapid speech. So he sent him to a speech coach, and in the end, apparently he just took away his cigarettes.
That's interesting. I was not actually excited to watch this at all.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen it. I really liked it when I was a kid, but I remembered the story to a point. Although there was several surprises that I forgot about.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't think Brad Pitt's going to be that interesting. I remember him being crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get into it.
Oh, okay. TG also gave Bruce Willis a list of Willis acting cliches. He said, don't do these, including the steely blue eyes look.
Man, it's too bad that Bruce Willis was such a cunt before he died, because...
He's not... What?
No, before he died. Before he spiritually died. Before he has this dementia that he's suffering from.
Yeah.
He's a pretty...
Aphasia.
Isn't it a form of dementia?
It is, but specifically.
Yeah.
For the listeners.
Because it's the guy who made Moonlighting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
finally, it's out now, and he's like, yeah, Bruce is excited.
He can't say anything, though.
No, I wonder how that works. Can you, go over there and, he remembers your face, but, he can't... Language is destroyed for him, right?
Yes.
He can't read, he can't understand. But could you hold up pictures of the DVD, and he's like, yes, that's a DVD of Moonlighting. I recognize me and Sybil Shepherd, my best friend, on there.
It is sad, because I like Bruce Willis movies.
I think he's really good, but all you hear about is him being a fucker for the last 20 years of his career.
But then you see something like this, and I mean, he's really doing stuff that you wouldn't imagine a big star would allow himself to be seen doing.
No, he's great in this. It reminds me of seeing Tom Cruise in Interview with the Vampire and being like, oh, he can do stuff.
Yes.
He's not just going to be a cool guy who always wins.
Yippee-ki-yay all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, mother, after that ain't what we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
TG first met Bruce Willis, though, while casting for the film The Fisher King.
And he's dead now.
In 1991. Beat TG?
No, Bruce Willis.
Terry Gilliam is dead, isn't he?
I think he's still alive.
Okay. He was impressed by the sensitivity shown by Bruce Willis in the scene from Die Hard where McClane is pulling the glass out of his feet.
He's like, ow, 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 ow.
He goes, hey, pal, if I don't make it out of here, tell my wife, tell her Tell her John's sorry. Can you do that, pal? No, you just hang on there, John. You're going to get out of this. Oh, yeah, what are the odds on that? Well, they're holding a pool down. Yeah, it's okay. He liked that because apparently Bruce Willis ad-libbed that scene. And Gilliam remembered that and was convinced to cast him in this film.
Why was Bruce Willis, why did he like hate himself in his career so much? Like he did a lot of really good, interesting things.
Yeah, I think he's a blues man by heart.
Yeah, it seems like he really hated the racket of acting.
Mm-hmm.
It's strange.
It is strange. He hated moonlighting, too.
Man, he was so mean to Kevin Smith on Cop Out.
God, that's such a cop-out.
Boop, boop.
Terry Gilliam's first choice for the lead role was Jeff Bridges,
That would have been good.
who he had enjoyed working with on The Fisher King. The studio, however, wanted a bigger star, so he cast Bruce Willis, who was also briefly in The Fisher King. He actually originally auditioned for the role that Bridges had in The Fisher King. So he lost that to him, but he won this from him. Robert De Niro turned down the leading role.
Yeah, I mean, he already did Brazil.
Terry Gilliam revealed on the 25th anniversary that Nicolas Cage was the producer's original choice for the Bruce Willis role.
Would have been good.
It was all right.
I'm happy to have Bruce Willis in this.
I could see him as the Brad Pitt role.
Yeah.
You know, he's probably like,
For
I
sure.
gotta eat that up. I'm not gonna wear pants.
Why is everybody always putting me in the crazy roles? I just want to be the regular guy that eats the spider because he doesn't know what to do with it.
Apparently, Terry Gilliam tried to persuade the studio to cast Nick Nolte as James Cole, the Bruce Willis role, and then subsequently Jeff Bridges as the Jeffrey Goins character.
Oh.
When they passed on him, I guess, for the James Cole role. But that did not happen.
I don't like Nolte.
No. Nolte and Bridges were, in fact, close friends and have tried and failed to team up several times.
Hey, Jeff, can you get me in Big Lebowski?
Apparently, one of the movies they tried to work together on was Tequila Sunrise. They did finally work together in Simpatico in 1999.
I don't think I saw that.
Me either.
Does that have Sharon Stone in it?
Sounds about right. Sylvester Stallone
Yeah.
was considered for the role of James Cole
Boy,
at one point.
that would have been a horrible choice.
I'm from the future. In the asylum, when Bruce Willis is talking to Brad Pitt, due to his previous bad experience with the Universal picture, Brazil, Terry Gilliam only wanted to direct this if he had final cut.
Yeah, they fucked him over on that one real good.
They gave it to him
Good.
for this movie, but only on the condition that he cast Bruce Willis,
That's fine.
so that it would guarantee a strong opening weekend.
Yeah.
And also that the budget be kept at 29 mil.
I saw this in the theater opening weekend with my mom.
Yeah.
This isn't the run where I would go like see Seven and 12 Monkeys. I would see all the good movies with my mom.
In fact, many actors worked for a smaller fee than usual.
If I just start crying, I'd be like, Mom, I miss you. Just two guys in their 40s crying about their recently deceased mothers.
Look into my eyes.
We loved them, even if it was weird towards the end.
Many of the props were made from cheaply obtained materials.
Like what?
I don't know. Egg cartons, I assume. Many of the scenes were shot in genuine abandoned factories and decrepit buildings.
Good.
How they shot those street scenes, I don't know. We talked about that.
Oh, the post-apocalyptic street scenes? Yeah, I wonder. I feel like part of that was studios, but yeah, when you're up on the rooftops, maybe that isn't.
Maybe not. And for an example, however, the scenes in the insane asylum were shot in Eastern State Penitentiary,
Oh, yeah, bub.
a now unused prison in Philadelphia.
What do you mean I pull out my teeth?
In fact, in the escape scene in the movie, Bruce Willis attempts to flee, but is rapidly apprehended. In real life, Eastern State Penitentiary saw dozens of successful escapes.
I mean, if you're not on like an island in the middle of nowhere, I imagine eventually some of them just get out that front door.
Yeah.
Were you kind of horrified by the amount of like drugs they kept injecting poor Bruce Willis with in this movie?
Yeah, that and him eating fucking arachnids.
I felt bad for him, but like when he gets back to the future and is complaining and they inject him there too, I'm just like, oh my God, leave this poor guy alone.
Yeah, what is that future, man? Brad Pitt was signed to do this movie for a relatively small salary because he was still an up-and-coming actor. But by the time the movie released, Interview with the Vampire, Legends of the Fall, and Seven had been released, making him a top salary actor. Brad Pitt wore hand-painted contact lenses.
Why do we say lenses? It's clearly just the one eye.
Yeah, it is. I said to Callie, I said they probably just offset his pupil. And I guess that's what they did. Just drew it lower because he has a lot more white So it looks like his
On the normal eye
left
or
eye,
the fucked eye?
his left eye, it looks like it's like drooping down.
Okay.
I think they just sort of painted it in a way that the contacts sat slightly lower.
You needed that, though. I thought that was actually really important that they gave him that crazy eye.
Yeah.
That really sold his performance.
Yeah, I didn't think his performance was that great. It's crazy.
Can I throw it out there right now?
Throw it out there.
I thought it was about 75 to 80% perfect and amazing and a little bit stupid. But I thought he actually nailed the manic craziness really pretty good.
I feel like he really is on fire outside of the asylum, but the stuff inside just sort of felt like, yeah. Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp was originally considered for the Brad Pitt role.
Every time you tell me Johnny Depp was a possibility, I'm like, I don't like that.
The problem is that considered means some guy was like, Johnny Depp's hot.
We should put Johnny Depp
We should put Johnny Depp in there.
He's going to be in Nick of Time pretty soon, and that's the end of his career. So if we could just get him in now.
If we can get him in the nick of time. I just think it's one of those things. I don't remember who. I just read a quote from some guy who was like, yeah, I basically just started producing my films because then that was a way of getting around waiting for like guys like Tom Cruise to turn down the role, which is what they do. I guess they just float all of these scripts hoping that Tom Cruise will be in it or now Brad Pitt.
Well, I mean, it's an easy guarantee, right?
So Johnny Depp back then, they probably just were like, get it out there. And they all pass on it. Probably not even directly. It's just their agents like, no. So when you see all these things like such and such was supposed to be for this role, I think it was just like,
this script's actually pretty compelling and good. But we're not even going to show it to them.
Yeah. They only do movies when they couldn't put the script down and they read it in one sitting. You ever notice that?
I guess that's what they say.
This movie's so good, I read it. I couldn't stop reading it.
This is a damn fine movie.
This is okay. Artist Libius Woods claimed that the interrogation chair that Bruce Willis finds himself in.
Which one?
It's
the
like
one that goes up in the air? Yeah.
He said, hey, that looks like a painting I did. And he took him to court, and they settled for a six-figure sum, halting the continued showing of the movie 25 days after it released. And then they here to take this money, and they're like, okay, show it again.
What? When does that ever happen?
Now, this time.
I don't know that I believe that entirely.
It's on IMDb. It literally has to be true.
I don't think this movie came out, ran for a little bit over 3 weeks, and they're like, pause it.
Yep. Push the pause button.
Okay, he's good.
He's okay. It's fine. Throughout the movie, actual monkeys appear on camera. That's it.
I mean, I saw the monkeys in that one point towards the end.
No, I'm joking. There is more. From the monkey and roast beef sandwich to zoo animals. I don't know what that means, but I copied it directly, so somebody wrote that. Some people suggest, in fact, that 12 different monkeys appear in the film.
I saw 2.
A quick clip from the Andromeda strain featuring a monkey in the throes of death is seen on the dayroom television.
Oh, yeah, with the needles?
I don't know if that's true, but if it is, I like that.
I think the Andromeda strain is...
Not that, but that there were 12 monkeys throughout this movie.
No, that would be cool.
There was a bear earlier. The shot of the bear is in reverse, so when he's roaring, the steam from his breath is actually going into his mouth. And it's Bart the bear.
Future Bart the bear.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the future. He's finally free of his trainer that
2035.
he killed in 1963.
69, yeah. Although never stated in either the film or screenplay, according to the newspaper clippings on the wall in the scientists' underground headquarters, the virus that wipes out most of mankind is called CZT. Cooch, zits, and tits.
Oh.
Not very PC. When James is leading Dr. Riley down the painted trail/wall of 12 monkeys graffiti.
Yeah, into the homeless encampment.
Yeah, there's a poster on the wall.
For Mercury Rising.
No, for Nas's record Illmatic.
Oh.
Which I was like, what?
Is Illmatic 2 with that the song I like in it?
Yes.
If hip hop should die before I wake, I put an extended clip and body him all day.
Apparently, Donald Faison.
Why is there a pancake in the silverware drawer?
I mean, why is there silverware in the pancake drawer?
Is uncredited as a psychiatric prisoner in this movie.
Yeah, I saw that in the credits, and I was like, what?
I always scrubbed through it, and I didn't see him.
No, he's in there?
I think it's like a Brandon Lee and Zeus, the crime killer type scenario. Christopher Maloney's in here, though.
Very Maloney-like.
Very Maloney-like.
Younger.
Yeah.
I said, Jenny, that's that guy who likes shit and care.
You want to hit us with the synopses?
12 monkeys. James Cole, Bruce Willis, is a prisoner or something in a future dystopia, handpicked to travel back in time to find a pathogen that will be used to start a biological apocalypse so future present-day scientists can manufacture a cure and get people back up on the surface. Things get gummed up when Cole is sent back to the wrong year and falls under the psychiatric care of Dr. Catherine Riley. Is it Riley?
Rayleigh?
Madeline Stowe. It makes the acquaintance of fellow patient Jeffrey Goins, Brad Pitt. Cole bops around a bit and finally discovers that Goins' father is perhaps the person responsible for the end of the world. It is up to Cole to stop horsing around, eat spiders, and infiltrate the army of the 12 monkeys.
I saw parts of this film that I remember.
I was wondering if you saw this when it came out.
I did not remember any of the future stuff, and I didn't realize that there was going to be quite a bit of it.
So you never saw this movie all the way through till now?
No, right. I mostly just remember the dream sequence. I feel like it's an okay movie, but there's an element to it much like Fight Club.
This makes me sad because you're going in fresh, so your experience is probably the true experience. I have baggage that makes me like it more.
It just sort of feels like it's a good movie, but there's a central hook that's hard to put my finger on that may or may not exist, but that makes it kind of feel, I don't know, gimmicky or something weird. So the picture starts and we're in the future, and Bruce Willis, he's rolling around with a guy.
He's not rolling around.
Named...
Their pods are next to each other. It's John Seda.
It is John Seda. Callie goes, is he a wrestler?
No, it's John Seda.
John Seda. He plays Jose. He's like, hey, man, your name's called. You got to go do something. So he goes up to do stuff, and they put him in a weird plastic suit, and they send him up to the surface to find stuff.
Samples.
Animals, a species of sorts that have survived the biological apocalypse.
I think it's just anything you can capture. Oh.
Because they're trying to synthesize shit. And he does, but then a bear almost gets him, but then the bear doesn't.
Nah, the bear's just like, just kidding.
I don't really care.
It's me, Bart. I know people.
And he goes back and...
Brad Pitt tried to kill me, but nope.
I ripped his brains out.
Yeah, brains. Bears love human brains.
They do. And so they go, hey, BW, we got another mission that we think you'll be perfect for. You'll be perfect for it.
We have a very advanced program, something very different.
An opportunity to reduce your sentence considerably.
And possibly play an important role in returning the human race to the surface of the earth.
We're going to send you back in time to infiltrate this army of monkeys and not prevent the end of the world. They go, yeah, we're going to send you back to, like, I don't know, 96 or something. We need you to prevent the assassination of Tupac Shakur.
Oh, that would stop the virus.
But no, so he's not actually sent to prevent the spreading of the disease.
Nope, it's wrong thinking. It already happened. As he says many times in this movie, it already happened.
And if he prevented it, then his world wouldn't exist.
No, he'd turn into a peanut.
Instead, what they want him to do is identify what it is so that they can reverse synthesize it into a cure or something that I guess will allow them to go back up to the surface of the planet.
I mean, isn't this basically how all time travel movies work? Like, you can't actually alter the past.
Right.
Everything you do makes it worse and worse. It's going to happen no matter what. They're smart. They're like, just get us the information so we can fix it.
So they send him back in time, but they send him back too early.
And he explodes out of Marty's body from Back to the Future. They were in the same space, and he pops out of him.
Basically, the police bring him to jail because they found him naked on the street, and they bring in Dr. Rayleigh.
But he's not naked. He's in that suit.
They put him in a suit.
I think that suit that when he's chained up is the same one that he went exploring the surface level in.
It's a straitjacket, it looks like.
No, it's another one of those clear rain suit explorer suits, it looks like.
Okay. Nonetheless, although you are wrong, Dr. Rayleigh comes in and he's just, Bruce Willis is just drooling like your dog.
So my concern is for your well-being. Do you understand that?
Yeah, that's because he's got shit. When he starts drooling, he's got to take a shit. Do you know that about dogs? They just start drooling like crazy before they have to shit.
I do. When I wake up in the morning, if I've been drooling, I pull back the sheet and yep, I pooped. So they go, oh, he's nuts. Let's put him in the nut bin. And that's when he meets Brad Pitt, who's also crazy.
Yo, Jeffrey!
What?
This here's James. Why don't you show him around, tell him the TV rules, show him the games and stuff, okay? How much you gonna pay me? How much? I'd be doing your job.
$5,000, my man. That enough?
5,000?
I'll wire a check to your account as usual.
$5,000. $5,000.
He doesn't want people sitting in his chair.
Get out! Get out! He's in my chair.
That's pretty funny.
Don't.
He's like, get out of my chair.
Don't you do it.
That's pretty funny.
And he's typically crazy. You know, he's doing hand gestures. He's twitching. It's not very good. And eventually he gets Bruce Willis to break out because he seems to be aware of stuff that's happening. Or
Who?
He seems to be aware of something, Brad Pitt.
No, that's like his delusions of paranoia and craziness.
Maybe. But he gets him a key to break out, and then he starts a riot. It's kind of a Zoot Suit riot. He almost escapes, but he doesn't.
He's so drugged out of his mind. It's crazy.
And they lock him up, and then they go in to poke his wiener, but he's gone. And the doctor goes, what the hell?
And the doctor is, do you know who the doctor is? Frank Gorshin from Batman Adam West series. He played the Riddler.
Riddle me this, crime fighter!
Oh, interesting.
This is the Riddler from the 60s.
And we didn't mention this, but this whole movie has a real Terry Gilliam feel.
It's those kind of faraway shots, I think.
He uses some sort of a flat lens that it's almost like fisheye, but instead of being focused in, it's like blown out.
Brazilian?
It is a little Brazilian. It's like when you take a panoramic photo, you're seeing this entire landscape, but it doesn't quite feel right. That's what this is like. It just doesn't quite feel right. It feels wrong.
It's not quite as slick as I remember.
No. And so, but Brad Pitt's, Bruce Willis is gone, and he's back in the future now. And they go, you failed, jerkweed. And he goes, you sent me to the wrong timeline. You thought I could die, but it's hard. And they go, what? We sent you to the wrong time. He goes, yeah.
It's 1990, guys.
You dumb fuck.
Called that phone number you gave me.
You guys really fucked up. I feel, now I know how a TV dinner feels. And they go, what's a TV dinner? I don't know. Come out to the coast, have a couple drinks.
Man, this impression's interesting. 'Cause I'm like, I don't think it's right, but then I'm like,
it's super good.
Kind of good.
Also, yeah.
He's not nailing it, but
Holly!
it's like 80% in the right ballpark there.
What I'm doing, I think, is Ben Stiller doing him from the Ben Stiller show. So Madeline Stowe is now giving some sort of a talk on some shit, and she gets into her car to leave. Oh, because David Morse approaches her with a fake ponytail wig, and he is super psychotic.
I think, Dr. Rayleigh, you're giving the virus a bad name.
He's 6'4". Did we cover David Morse in anything else? I feel like he was in one other thing, but he's not Will Patton, so
I honestly don't think he's come up yet.
How do you feel about David Morse?
He did that TV show Hack.
Oh, wow. I can't believe you remember Hack.
Somewhere around there is where I was kind of like...
He wrote for that, too.
Oh, I think I like this guy.
I like him.
But I can't really pinpoint anything specific other than Hack.
Boy, he's been in so many things you've seen.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he delivered excellent performances that just went under the radar because he's a good actor that gave the movie what it needed.
So he kidnaps Madeline Stowe. Bruce Willis does.
Got a pizza box on his head. This was the guy.
He looks like
ski mask or something.
Yeah, he looks like, what's that Spanish time movie?
Oh, Time Crimes?
Time Crimes.
Yeah.
He looks like Time Crimes.
Yeah, guy just increasingly gets worse and worse throughout the movie.
Yeah, and he goes, oh shit, that's me.
Oh man, that super scary creature that I saw, that's me.
Oh, that's me. It's like the Flash. So he's like, hey, Madeline Stowe, I'm back. She goes, from outer space?
Like a vertebrae?
We did two different. And he goes, nah, I'm back though. She goes,
James Cole?
Where did you go? And he goes, I'm from the future. And throughout the entire movie, he keeps talking about that goddamn boy in the well. Because there's a goddamn boy in the well.
Everybody's real worried about that boy in the well.
Not Bruce Willis, because he knows.
I remember being very afraid for that little boy. All alone, down that well, not knowing if anybody's going to get him out. First time I was ever really afraid when I was a kid.
What do you mean when you were a kid?
Never mind. Just a prank, a hoax, a boy's hiding in a barn.
But he tells her, hey, that kid's lying, and then eventually that comes back up.
He in the barn. Why did I move this microphone?
So Maddie Stowe is just trying to stay alive because she thinks he's insane. And he vanished before.
Wants to put a baby in her.
And he does. He did. Him. He used our semen.
Thank you.
Before this, he was in World War I. And John Cena got hurt on a stretcher. And Bruce Willis got shot in the leg. So she goes, why are you limping? And he goes, I got shot in the leg. She takes the bullet out, which she gives to Christopher
She eats it 'cause
Maloney.
There's nowhere to store it, so she swallows it.
She gives it to Chrissy Maloney, who does a detection method thing on it. He goes, where the fuck did you get this? Hey, where'd you get this bullet from? It's from World War I.
You could revise or amplify your statement.
So if you want to amend your story because you're a lying bitch,
do that.
And then you and me are like, you don't talk to Madeline Stowe that way.
I slapped the shit out of him. He did a number on me, but
then I jumped out of the darkness and I did a number on him.
Yep. No, 2-step.
And then we did the Predator arm clasp.
And then I cut out his heart.
Yeah.
And I presented it to his father.
Yep.
Bury him where he drew naked women.
Oh, birds.
That too. If you're from England, we call naked women birds. That's a real bird over there. So they realize that Brad Pitt is out of the insane asylum and he's working for his daddy.
Yep. Bruce Willis spots a bunch of those street paintings of the 12 monkeys behind flyers.
Yeah, there's several monkeys. It's hard to determine how many.
And
I
then
don't think they ever say.
He follows them into the homeless encampment.
Yeah, and they try to rape her.
They try to rape her, and then Bruce Willis kills that guy.
He does.
And she's really upset about it.
She goes, you don't seem upset about killing that guy.
He's like, I'm surrounded by death.
He says, I only see dead people.
It's true. Yeah.
And then later, he's in a movie. So he goes...
Mercury rising.
Yeah. So she's starting to be like, this is interesting. Stuff that he's saying is happening, sort of. And they infiltrate that monkey place, and those guys are like, we don't want nothing to do with Brad Pitt, man.
Well, at first they're like, hey, you're scary, get out of here. And he's like, you fucking tell me. Like, all right, man.
I would tell you, but...
12 monkeys are, in fact, real.
Normally we don't talk about Fight Club, but I'm going to tell you now. And they go, yeah, he's whack-a-nut. And so they go to a party where he's there, and he is whack-a-nut.
He's super crazy. He's got that Legends of the Fall hair.
Brad Pitt and Madeline Stowe run away. And she goes,
what?
From the party.
Brad Pitt and Madeline Stowe run away from the party?
They leave Bruce Willis there. And she goes... they're
going to make crazy babies?
Yeah. No, well, they are going to be crazy. So, no, Bruce Willis and Madeline Stowe break out, and they are in the woods.
Well, he threatened Brad Pitt.
They mutate! We live underground! The world belongs to the dogs and cats! We live like worms!
And realized that he's got nothing to do with the virus, right? Isn't this when he realizes he's probably not a part of it?
Not yet. No, he thinks he is the part of it. So she's like, you got to just give yourself up, Bruce, and they'll go easy on you, man.
Hey, why don't we ever see Brad Pitt's dick in anything?
I don't know.
It's probably small, right?
It probably is.
Yeah, let's think about that for a second.
Yeah, it probably is. Man, I can't do it, man. No, man, I can't show it. Just looks like mashed potatoes in a sock. His penis.
That's why him and Angelina adopted all those kids.
Suck it in.
Man, we just went from 5 listeners to 2.
Yep. Robert Longstreet and Brad Pitt, but hey, we'll take them.
You and me.
So he vanishes again. She goes, oh, it's the story of my life.
He's dancing around in that puddle. She's honking the horn trying to get the cops over there. And he gone.
Yeah, what the hell?
And she like, he gone.
Yep. So she's saved because she had been presumed kidnapped. So he goes back to the future again, part 2. And they go, he did eat a spider in the crazy asylum?
Yeah, did they say, do you want a new drug? One that won't make you sick?
Yeah.
One that won't make you crash your car? Give you okay, so he eats that spider.
His intention was to eat it, and then when they get back, they would extract it.
Well, I think specifically he didn't know what to do with it once he caught it. Because he was like, I need to catch this
he goes,
spider.
I'm going to eat it, so that way when I get back, they can extract it.
No, that's not quite it. He grabbed it because he's like, yes, I need to collect these specimens. And then he's holding on to it for a little while, and he's like, I don't know what to do with this. People are coming, and he eats it.
Yeah, so that in the hopes later that they'll extract it.
I think that was more of like a last minute thing where he's like, maybe they can do something with this.
Because he goes, hey, I ate that spider. And they go, yeah, no,
you're an idiot.
Acid in your stomach, you dumb fucker. Go back to where you came from.
Go back to
your shithole country.
Moonlighting.
That too, man. So he goes, look, I can do this. I'm really close. They play him an audio recording of a jumbled voice, feminine in nature, that is saying stuff. So they go, yeah, we need you to go back. Because he can call a phone number to leave a message.
But not in 1990.
No, it's too early. But it is the right around time in 96. Because John Cena shows up and he goes, hey, we got your message, bro.
Hey, bro, I got to kill you. Nope, I'm going to kill her.
Yep, that too.
She looks pretty good with that blonde hair. I'm going to get her.
So she sees the boys in the well, the barn, not the well. She goes, oh, shit, I think that guy was telling me the truth.
Oh, my God. That's what he specifically said. He didn't just say that kid was going to be safe. He said it's a prank. He's hiding in the barn. He's a shitter.
It's almost verbatim what the reporter guy says.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes back to the monkey headquarters, and she's just rat-a-tat-tatting on the windows.
They won't let her in, but she starts spray painting, and it's what we see in the future.
Yeah, except when we see her actively spray painting.
Stop it.
It's illegible gobbledygook. But then when Bruce Willis looks back, it's like immaculate.
How many will die? Who's responsible for the virus?
Yep.
Brad Pitt's a shitter.
If you want to leave a message, 763-634-1897. He's like, what the hell? That's a very specific number.
Can we hack the planet and get that put into old copies of 12 Monkeys?
Let's get it projected on the moon. People see just a random... They're going to call it.
Yeah. Thank you for calling the We Doing Filmographies hotline. You've ever called it?
Me? No.
No,
Is that what it says?
I'm the message. Saying hi.
I thought about doing it the other day, and then I didn't.
I sometimes text it to...
I was like, I don't want to get his hopes up. You know, she's starting to believe him now, but also the police are looking for him, and they go to a 24-hour Alfred Hitchcock marathon. When they're in the theater originally, because they realize that they have to put on disguises, the movie that's playing is Vertigo, and Madeline Stowe gets the idea from the movie Vertigo to put on a blonde wig because the main actress in that movie, whose name was blonde, and Alfred Hitchcock was known for having a weird fetish for blondes. So she's putting on like a fake mustache on Bruce Willis. She puts a fake mustache on him and a fake hair set because they got to hide, and he's convinced now that Brad Pitt is the guy that's going to set off the virus. We haven't touched on this, but throughout the entire movie, Bruce Willis is having dreams of himself as a child in an airport where he sees Madeline Stowe. But he also sees a guy in like Heckle and Jekyll pants. That actually doesn't mean anything. I just wanted to say Heckle and Jekyll. He's wearing plaid pants, and it's David Morse that we come to find out, but he doesn't know this at the time. But he also sees himself as a man getting shot. But he's a child in the dream. They don't. So Madeline Stowe, when Bruce Willis wakes up, he falls asleep in his wig, and he wakes up, and the movie he wakes up to is The Birds.
And she's fingering him.
No, but when he leaves the theater in the lobby, Madeline Stowe is blonde now.
Like one of those pinups.
Like the blonde lady in Vertigo. And she's also wearing the same petticoat as the character. Now, when they leave the theater, you see on the marquee that it's a 24-hour Alfred Hitchcock festival.
Fuck yeah.
The Birds isn't listed as one of the movies playing.
Well, I mean, it's known to be the worst of his movies.
But Bruce Willis wakes up to it.
Oh, okay.
So they're showing it. And so now they go, you know what? Bruce Willis is like, hey, maybe I'll just like live here now and be your husband.
Did we do the switchblade stuff yet? When does that not happen? That happened before. He goes to that hour motel. This is before that.
Oh, the pimp.
The pimp is scary.
Now. I think it's now.
I kept remembering that guy. No.
I think it's now. Maybe it's not.
No, I think it's
around
before.
now. Maybe right before the theater.
He's still bald and tender and doesn't know what to do.
Oh, is he?
And that guy, he's from The Long Kiss Goodnight.
This is my territory, bitch.
That guy's really scary. The pimp in this movie?
I don't remember that. I didn't see it, and I don't know if he's scary or not.
You don't find him scary?
Nope. So yeah, he's like, bitch, and he slaps her, and Bruce Willis really wallops him.
Yeah, he's going to kill him, and she's like, don't do that. Mm-hmm. And then he closes the bathroom door, and she's like, oh my God, don't do it. And then it just turns out he's using a switchblade to pop out his teeth because...
The Stookie Brothers. Yeah, he takes off his tooth because it's got a tracking device in it. Because there's an old guy that we keep seeing.
They track you for your teeth.
And he keeps hearing every time he's in the future.
Cesar Romero, also from Batman, the TV show.
Yeah.
It's not.
No.
That's a lie.
So now she's blonde. He's got a wig. And they're like, hey, let's just go to Florida, man. Let's just retire.
I've been seeing those commercials for the Keys and how great it is. Let's go.
Because he does call that number and she leaves the message. And she goes, see, nothing's happened. So we're like totally fine.
What'd you say? And she starts saying it, and then he fills in the blanks.
Yep.
And she's like, oh, shit.
Yep. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear?
Oh, shit. Fuzzy Wuzzy. Oh, he knew.
Yeah.
He's from the future.
She goes, what?
The whole world's going to end.
You know, Fuzzy. So now they see David Morse in his Joker pants and yellow boating waterproof coat.
And sweet hair.
And the guy is stopping him, looking at his briefcase, which is full of like biogenetic horror shows.
I'm going to a conference with these crazy sealed up bottles of poison.
And the guy goes, oh yeah, open it. I need you to fucking open it right now.
It's empty.
Well, yes, to be sure. It looks empty. I assure you it's not.
Oh yeah, here, I'll even put it under your nose to sniff it.
Morse is kind of amazing in this very small sequence here.
It's incredibly small.
Because he knows, he's like, all right, I'm going to kill myself too right now.
Well, because he knows. Yeah, right. So he doesn't give a fuck. He's like, here.
I mean, I don't think his plan was to die. Like, maybe he would get it along with everybody else, but he was not going to be exposed to it now. He was just going to toss those things around, I guess, at the 23 stops he had. But now the future is written, and he uncorks it, and they smell it together.
The last stop was Peking.
Where the duck is from?
Uh-huh. Now, we did fail to mention that right before this, it turns out that the 12 Monkeys plan is to just free animals from the zoo.
Yeah, it's a lark. It's just dumb kids.
So they're like, oh shit, he didn't do the virus.
Because their spray paint says, like, we did this, right?
Yeah.
But it was really just, they released a ton of animals.
They did kidnap his dad.
Jeffrey, I know that's you. I recognize your voice.
No, you don't.
And they put a rubber band around his scrotum. So they're like, yeah, let's just go to Florida then. I hear they have Disney World and an idiot for the governor. John Cena shows back up, and he's got like a gun.
You're doing that on purpose.
You know?
Yeah.
Like a gun.
But his face is extra fucked up.
Like
He's
a
got that
gun.
weird, like, separated scar tissue also.
Well, he's been through the fucking ringer, this guy.
Yeah.
They
but
cut
he's
off his
also
leg, right? In the World War I?
I don't know about that.
How did you find me? The phone call, man. The phone call. They did their reconstruction thing on it. Phone call I just made?
So he goes, hey, I need you to shoot this guy or we are going to basically torture your girl.
And he's like, Madeline Stowe does not deserve this. She's a nice lady.
Mm-hmm.
She's a good actress. She's pretty.
And then just like that, John Cena disappears. And Bruce Willis is like, I don't see him.
Does he disappear? Oh, I see what you're doing there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kayfabe.
Which they just added to the Merriam dictionary, and much to the consternation of Jim Cornette. So he goes, okay, David Morse, he's doing this. I got to stop him. I got this weird 1800 revolver. Oh, shit. There's me as a kid. Mind blown. Because he realizes that it's him as a kid. His dream is a reality.
And he could have changed history, though. Like, we talk about everything being in a loop, which I'm also really confused about Madeline Stowe remembering him, because that makes no sense. That implies that they're locked in this loop that goes forever and ever and ever.
The second? Oh, right.
No, when she first meets him, she's like, I've seen you before.
Yes, that's the problem with time travel, is you're right. She wouldn't have that.
No, like, because, you can be like, people are trapped in a forever loop. But I think that's nonsense. It just always has and always will be. Like, that's how it goes. So like, I don't understand.
McFly always existed because Marty McFly ensured he existed. There can be no other way.
And he invented the blues.
That too.
And rock and roll.
Cured racism by stuffing them in a trunk.
Yep. Made Biff eat that manure.
Yeah. Real Biff Lord.
Fuck you, Biff.
But yeah, no, because invariably, no matter what, it always turns out that when they're time traveling, they always do something that ensures that something, and it's just so stupid. It's just so stupid.
So he could have just not died in front of his younger self and shattered the whole thing.
Yeah, who cares? How about this? It's 1995. You can just get on an airplane.
In 4 years, there's going to be The Matrix.
Just get on the airplane.
That is nice that it's not like it is now, man. I hear it used to be like the Greyhound. You just roll up, get a ticket, and hop on.
You could buy a ticket on the plane. You could get on the plane in the 60s and just buy a ticket. I'm on the plane. I'm going to buy a ticket. All right.
Every time I go to the airport now, they're like, why do you have those guns?
Mm-hmm. We don't allow that.
You know what you used to?
This guy's walking around with a Moab. What's going on over here?
Mm-hmm. Mother of all bombs?
Yeah. He said this is carry-on.
Yeah, it's one of those car air bombs from California.
Yeah. So
he has to go kill David Morse?
Yeah, he tries to kill David Morse, but of course, like we know, he gets shot instead.
Yeah.
And dies.
Mm-hmm.
Madeline Stowe just, oh no.
But then she slowly is like, wait a minute. And she looks up and sees Bruce Willis as a kid and just, does she smile at him?
Yeah, she goes, I'll just wait.
Yeah. Wait for you. Sad.
It is. And then a tape of Under the Boardwalk flies out of Bruno's lapel.
He's playing the harmonica.
Oh, it's probably good that he's dead. He does. I think he does the song with the Temptations
in the movie,
on his cassette,
and we'll play it right here.
Under the boardwalk, out of the sun. Under the boardwalk.
So you don't like this movie?
It's okay,
man. When I rewatched it, I was like,
it feels janky.
This time travel actually like locks in really well, and I enjoy it. I find that each step of the way, even though I've seen this movie, I've forgotten a good chunk of it, and I like it. It's playing out properly. I like it.
It feels a little like Dark City.
Dark City's better, yeah.
I'd much rather watch Looper.
Do you like Dark City though?
I've never seen it.
What?
Yeah, I don't like David Ayer.
What about Rufus Sewell?
What about it?
It's got Kiefer Sutherland in it.
What does that mean?
Dark City's pretty good, dude.
No, I hear it's good, which is why I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I know. Somebody help me.
I was just about to press play, and some guy outside goes, hey, that's a good movie. I go, fuck that shit.
You snap that DVD right in half.
I threw it at him.
Yep.
Cut him in half. I'm on trial for murder right now. No, it's a good movie. There's just that weird Terry Gilliam aesthetic that it's almost like Sam Raimi at this point for me.
Oh, interesting. I like the Terry Gilliam aspect. I felt like he didn't go as hard as I thought he did based on my memory as a youth. But I don't know, man. Maybe people are just building off of everything they've seen. So everything is more extreme now. So then a relatively subdued movie like 12 Monkeys was wild in 1995.
Yeah, you ever seen that Dune movie that came out?
No, I didn't watch it.
It's, whatever. But this, it's got a singular vision, which I do applaud.
Yeah, I do find it to be quite good.
I just really, I don't know. Brad Pitt felt too on the nose. There's not a lot of nuance at the beginning when we see him, but I like him once he's trying to
pretend he's not crazy.
Yes. Hey, there's a lady out here spray painting on the wall. It's just my psychiatrist. You're a psychiatrist?
Like, you're crazy. I'm gonna follow you.
Yeah. You got a weird eye.
You know what? I want to give it an 8, but I'm going to give it a 7.5. I still found it to be really rewarding, and I liked it a lot.
I think I'm going to give it a 6.5. I do enjoy it, but I don't know. Something about it. Not enough. I don't know. Willis is really good in it, actually.
He's real good. I think Stowe is wonderful, too. Yeah. You're a little bit less plussed on Pitt. But
a little bit. I'll give it a 7. I'm going to go with a 7.
How about the movie?
Yeah.
How about that? There's the guy in the mental hospital who's like...
Oh, the black guy?
Yeah, I didn't want to say the black guy.
He says... All we were all thinking it.
I find myself on the planet Ogo, part of an intellectual elite, preparing to subjugate the barbarian hordes on Pluto. But even though this is a totally convincing reality for me in every way, nevertheless, Ogo is actually a construct of my psyche. I am mentally divergent.
It was a really fascinating speech from somebody who is crazy, knows they're crazy, but also was like, this is happening to me. But I really liked his he's got a fucking 1-minute scene, and I really liked that guy.
Yeah, and then after he delivers his little monologue, he just rests his head on Bruce Willis's shoulder.
Which, I don't think he's had a lot of affection in his life, too. So it's interesting.
Bruce?
Yeah.
Boy, it's hard to tell what is going on in the future. Is it a jail or is it just a really regimented...
Well, they say they'll give him his freedom. Like,
right.
Why would he be in jail? Because he's violent? But there's
but
nowhere else for anybody to go.
Yeah,
they're all
underground.
Freedom? Yeah.
They release you from the only place where you can survive?
Get out on the surface.
I don't want to do that.
Did your girlfriend watch any of these movies with you?
she did watch 12 Monkeys with me.
My girlfriend would watch no movies with me.
Pretty sure. She did not. She had already seen Legends of the Fall at some point.
Jenny teased me. She's like, does this seem like a movie I would have enjoyed watching? I said, no, but, if you weren't a bitch, you'd enjoy it.
No, because you're a boring bitch.
The story is pretty good.
I mean, honestly, I think I like Legends slightly better. It's a good... 12 Monkeys is a fine movie. It's not dated as much as I expected it might be.
Well, I don't think it's dated at all.
A little bit.
In what way?
In just the way that it was made in the 90s.
But like outfits, timelines, everything you see doesn't...
Yeah, nothing about it dates it specifically. I think just the fact that it's from that era for me just sort of feels like... And Brad Pitt's really crazy. And like, what is going on there? They just let you loose in this crazy ward?
Yeah. I mean, they can't tie you down. I think the more violent people get moved out as they become violent, but these are all the... I mean, they dope them to the gills, as you saw.
The Dopey Gillis?
Yeah, Dopey Gillis. It's our friend from Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
Gilligan himself. Bob Renverder.
Something G. Krebs is the character's name. God, we're just burping like a bunch of pigs. So yeah, that's the movie. What did you give Brad Pitt?
I give him an easy 7. I thought he'd suck in this. Okay. I was pretty impressed. As I said, it's like 75-80%. Like, I thought he was actually really inspired as a crazy person. Some of that drags him down, and you're like, all right, whatever. But I mean, he's better than I would ever be. He's better than a lot of people would ever be.
I feel like he was nominated for maybe a Golden Globe and an Emmy for this.
Eddie Rouse would have killed this
or
one.
An Oscar, some awards. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But without really laying it on, right? He'd really lay in the cut, but he wouldn't be over the top.
Rouse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Effectively, he'd probably be doing what he was doing in
Lo and Behold,
but just a little bit more.
Slightly more crazy talk, where you're like, wait a minute, actually 30% of what you say makes me think this is a problem. Something's wrong with you.
Yeah. I'd give Pitt, would you give him a 7? I'm going to give him a 6. Bruno gives him a 2.
Really, Bruno? You're going to dog him like that?
Because he's a dog.
Oh, he's passing out. I was wondering if anybody would mention that.
Yeah, I did.
That's 12 Monkeys.
That is, yeah.
What do you think about that? 763-634-1897. Go ahead and give us an email. Mm-hmm. You know about email? Mm-hmm. You could text us at that number as well as voicemail.
Mm-hmm.
We doing filmographies at gmail.com.
Yep.
You can let us know your thoughts on that fucking movie. You could also find us on Reddit, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We doing filmographies.
Mm-hmm. Did we mention the hotline?
I just did that.
Did you mention
763-634-1897?
Yeah.
Tell me about the last time you ate a spider to save it for the people in the future.
And you can join us tomorrow
on the Now Playing Network at nowplayingnetwork.net. You can find plenty of other great podcasts like 12 Monkeys the podcast at nowplayingnetwork.net as they take you through every movie that has a monkey in it.
All of the monkeys
in the last 200 years.
Oddly enough, not any of the Monkeys movies.
No, like Head?
Yeah.
So tomorrow, what's going to happen? Where are you going to be?
I'm going to be here.
You're going to be spending 7 years in Tibet.
Oh, that's right.
Tomorrow. Brad Pitt plays a German mountaineer?
I have no idea.
Oh, you don't? I looked it up slightly.
I have no idea.
War is raging? World War II, maybe?
Probably.
And he becomes friends with the Dalai Lama.
Played by Morgan Freeman?
And people are like, this movie is real boring.
Oh, yeah.
Then other people are like, I heard this movie is boring, but it's nice to look at.
Maybe I did see this.
Why would you have?
Because I'm a cultured gentleman.
Oh, you know what? Actually, The Devil's Own is tomorrow.
With Harrison Ford?
Yeah. Tomorrow we'll see what The Devil's
I mean, I have to, but...
I've been Jason.
I've been Jules.
And we did those filmographies for our friend Brad.
It's for you, Brad.